Sean.
All right, y'all, here we go. So we're going to get it in. Just want to say shout out, rest in peace to Lovebug Starsky, one of the greatest ever do it.
Wow.
Yo, so here we going to go NBA talk. So let's talk about the talk, and that is the Cavs trade. What is your take on what the Cavs did at the trade deadline?
Max?
I like what they did in terms of some of the addition by subtraction. It wasn't working with Isaiah Thomas. There's reports out there that Dwayne Wade was actually the cancer in the locker room, but more so just because he was closer to LeBron than anybody else. So I think they addressed some of their needs. They got some more shooting. They got younger. They got better on defense. I don't know if they got enough to beat Boston still, but we'll see. That's how I feel right now.
Okay, Leaf.
I think it was a good trade, especially I was here saying there's no way in hell they was gonna be able to trade any of them dudes. But
I said that too.
Somebody told y'all.
Yeah, and then someone also said that the Brooklyn boy from the Utah, Kobe Altman, wasn't doing anything. But
I call him a puppet because.
All right, but anyway,
he made those moves.
The boy did his thing. I think Rodney Hood, Jordan Clarkson, good pickups, good players that can slash and hit shots. Also, those guys are able to create their own shot. Something the players that the Cavs had before that weren't able to do anymore at this point in their career. And I think that's a good thing for them. Sunday was just a lot of adrenaline. Good players that never played on a good team before. Like, Rodney Hood, Jordan Clarkson. These dudes ready to be like, we gonna make the playoffs right now. You feel what I'm saying?
Utah was on pace to maybe make the playoffs.
Well, Utah made the playoffs last year.
They still winning, FYI. I think they won.
So they won like 10 in a row right now.
Yeah, so I think it was good pieces, good young pieces to help them out. And even if LeBron leaves after this year, you still got some good, nice players.
Shout out to Kobe Altman for that. He set them up going forward.
Avery, what's your take, man?
All right, I was the guy that said dudes didn't want to play with LeBron. I thought the jig was up. And I still stand by that. I think what he got is they made a good trade as far as getting younger players. They got guys that can not only keep up with LeBron, they got guys that look up to LeBron. So they got a good foundation. And if I know I'm reaching looking at one game, but I think they can give Boston a problem. I think it's a problem now because they're just as athletic. They got dudes that can play defense. They got dudes that can stretch the floor with Clarkson and what's the other homeboy name? They got and Rodney Hood. But Larry Nance Jr., that kid plays great defense. He could jump out the gym. I think he's going to be the X factor.
The only problem I see with that is what Mark has been saying
about the bigs.
They still don't have a rim protector. Because even with Larry Nance athleticism, you could still get to him. Hit him with the body.
But if you think about it, though, Boston doesn't have a solidified rim protector. That's why they went out and got Greg Monroe. But is Greg Monroe really the answer to be a rim protector coming off the bench? I don't think so. So as far as a matchup, I think they match up much better now with Boston.
I agree. I think when they meet, it all comes down to which role players is going to hit their shots. If you notice, on Sunday, Boston guys wasn't hitting their shots, and the Cavs was on fire.
But more than anything, what we talked about is the defense of the Cavs improved
overnight. The energy
overnight.
was different, man.
No, the one thing I'm going to say, I can't call it a good trade. I got to say it's a great trade because you went from in a position of not knowing if you can get out of the East, period, to now there's hope of getting out of the East. In one night, you made trades that was, number one, smart, and they kept the Nets pick, which was surprising that they didn't have to give that pick up and got rid of Wade.
You said they should have traded the Nets pick to get younger.
Because the pick is going to be an 8th or a 9th pick.
The pick was a commodity, though, at the time.
Right, without a doubt. Without a doubt. But I'm surprised they was able to keep the pick.
Got you.
And making that many moves and not having to give up that pick. They fleeced. Kobe Altman did his thing, man.
He did his thing. I don't think they fleeced anyone. If you think about it, the players they got were expendable on the teams that they're on.
That they went to.
You feel what I'm saying? Rodney Hood.
Donovan Mitchell took
Donovan Mitchell basically pushed Rodney Hood out the building. Jordan Clarkson and the Laker thing. I don't know how that was
talking about getting rid of.
I don't know
His
how that
contract.
was working out.
His contract.
Oh, that's a
Right.
that was a
So
contract
it's
move.
it's not their contract as much as they're also trying to dump salary so they can have.
They can
money.
make
Oh
more.
yes, yeah, they
Right.
definitely did
That's
that.
what I said, contract.
So you see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I
I
got
think
that.
that's why they was able to keep that pick. Now, if they wanted to get DeAndre, you seen they would have to give that pick up, and they said no, we're not doing it.
Yeah, I don't think you do give up that pick for DeAndre.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
also,
with you. I
but
totally
also,
agree.
they did not get rid of the worst contracts on the table, and I think they did want to get rid of them. I think they wanted to get rid of JR, and I think they wanted to get rid of Tristan, but nobody wanted those contracts.
No, but
Nobody
you
was
got
willing
rid
to
of-
take
You
those
got
contracts.
rid of Shumpert, so I think you could live with JR's.
But it's not even that. You got rid of 6 players. You got 4 back. I mean, how many more players could you possibly move in a deal? I mean, 6 players. Derrick Rose is gone.
Right.
Think about the guys which they moved in that trade.
Yeah, and to
so
your point-
JR you can live with because JR has been in the system and
I got
he's
you, but
LeBron's boy.
for his production and the amount of money that you're paying him, I think they wanted to move him.
But he got he
They
was
may
hot.
have wanted
He was
to
hot
move,
Sunday.
But remember what happens. I always say this, you give dudes a little bit of change of scenery. You give guys players that can push them. JR on that wing. You think Clarkson is going to push him a little bit more. So I think the energy there is entirely different. And again, like I said, the biggest thing is that these kids, they got kids.
Yeah.
They want to play
Besides
with
George-
LeBron.
besides-
Here's,
George Hill.
another
Right.
thing with the Jazz. I just want to make another JR
We didn't
point.
even talk about George Hill.
They got rid of Raid for no player, a 2nd round pick. So
a 2nd round protected pick that I didn't even know you could protect the 2nd round.
so
pick.
there you go again. That's
crazy.
another reason why you could keep JR because you just basically dumped the salary.
Listen, they cleaned out, but also look at something which I think is different. You went from a team that wanted equal time on the court to guys that said they are down to be Robin. They have no problem being Robin on this team.
Like Avery said, they look up to LeBron,
Yo,
man.
which is
Dude,
huge.
that's a great point right there. They all look up to him.
Which is very huge because now blending in is a lot easier because you already bought into the system of this is what I'm going to be. Isaiah Thomas, which we got to talk about.
Oh yeah,
Isaiah
for
Thomas was a problem.
I think what Avery's saying is good though but it's they got the right kind of players because people that are LeBron's contemporaries, people that have been in the league for a few years. I think that's what Avery's saying, and that does make a lot of sense. That act is wearing a little thin. Like I've been in the league for 7 years, 8 years now. I already know what this league is about.
Right.
You're not going to be sunning me.
I made it to 3 finals.
He could tell Larry Nance. We seen Larry Nance get sunned already by Kobe. Kobe told him get up out the seat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So those guys look up to LeBron and they want to play hard and they want to.
LeBron,
Excuse my language. They want to please him. They want him. They want to
that
get some
playoff
favor
check.
with him.
he ain't got the glow no more, man. Like when he walk into a room around his peers don't look at him like that. When he walk into a room,
That's his opinion, yeah, I
in my
agree.
opinion, when he walks to a room amongst the young fellas, they were talking. I watched an interview with Ben Simmons, and Ben Simmons was like, I looked at LeBron like he was a god. You know what I'm saying? So that's how the younger players look at him.
Because they grow up looking
Right.
They
up to
idolize
him,
him.
right? Because of the age and that he was the man.
Right.
So I get it. Let me ask you a question. So let me put it out there. Moving these 6 guys, did the Cavs solidify their chance to get to the finals and beat the Warriors at this point?
I need to see more basketball from this new team because that last team, who everyone, including us, bashed at one point during the season, was 18-1. You know what I'm saying?
At a point.
So
At a point.
Sunday looked great. Sunday showed us.
First game back with Isaiah looked great too.
Sunday showed us what they could.
Just saying.
What
Without
they
Love.
could potentially be.
Without Love.
Yeah, without
Which
Love,
is
but
another
we
piece
still-
that they have to incorporate when he comes back. So
we still have to see.
There's a lot of moving
We
parts.
still got to see. And
No,
tonight they got a big game,
It's going to be interesting.
and it popped up on my screen like I said.
my opinion. I think I don't know. This is telling me that I think Boston can win that series.
Why?
But I just feel like they got enough to beat them. I think Kyrie got that dog in him, and I think he really wants to beat LeBron. But I will say this: beating LeBron 4 out of 7 times is a rough task. Do I think they got enough to beat Boston? I actually do think they got enough to beat Boston. I'm hoping Boston will win. I don't think they got enough to beat the Warriors, though.
I think right now, looking at it, defensively, LeBron can now trust the younger guys
To stay in front of dudes.
Because right now, if you watch, and yes, it's only one game, of course, but just going off of what we saw, defensively, they switched very well. You know, these guys was able to get in front of guys, and George Hill to me is a huge pickup.
Well,
George is a good defender.
Yeah, but let me say this, man.
Back to your defensive player rankings. George Hill's one of the worst ranked defenders in the league in point guard.
Well, let me say this too. Also,
De'Aaron Fox pushed him out of
at the end of the day, look, it's one game. Teams, all you got to do is give a coach in the NBA, give a coach 5 games so they can pick apart how you play, what your rotations are, what kind of offensive set you running. So it's a wait and see situation. But if against Boston was any indication what their potential is, they're gonna give Boston a run for their money.
They was on fire.
Are you surprised that Boston didn't make any moves?
Nah, I'm not really surprised at all. I thought they're a pretty solid team. You know, I think Greg Monroe is a move in and of itself, bringing somebody in of that caliber to come off the bench. Greg Monroe was one of the hottest free agents a couple summers ago. But I think they play great team defense. They don't have a rim protector, but I think they just kind of going through the malaise of a long season right now because that team has been on long playoff runs. I think the Cavs got energized because they got young guys that haven't been on these type of playoff runs before and see a chance to win something. So, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to take the time.
I'm surprised because at the end of the day, I still think they need more scoring. Kyrie is basically the only consistent scorer at this point.
And Tatum and Brown look like they're not doing what they did early in the season. And also, let's add a piece.
Tatum is hit or miss, though.
They're number 2 in the East right now.
Yeah, they're number 2.
Let's come back. Let's come right back at this.
Philly's number 7 now.
We got another question.
That's what's up.
Yo, shout to Ant, too, man. Philly, Miami. We going to talk about that.
Oh, shucks. Yo, we'll be right back, y'all. All right, here we are. We coming back at it. So let's go right back into this NBA conversation. So what I'm going to ask you is right now, if you had to sum up the top 4 teams in the East, what would your top 4 teams be?
Where the hell did this come from?
I'll go first. You got Toronto, Boston, Cleveland, and number 4.
Who would your number 4 team be?
That's a tough one. You have to come back to me for that one.
Okay, Leaf?
I go with that 3 he just said, and number 4.
I'll give you the teams. You got Washington, Milwaukee, Philly,
Miami,
and there's one more. What's the last team?
Indiana.
Okay.
Indiana. Okay.
All of those teams are the same team. If you ask me,
for real. But I'm definitely gonna go with. I'm gonna say Washington.
Wow.
I'm gonna give them the experience, but. Right now, Washington. I mean, they missing Wall, and they still holding on to that spot. They're holding on to that spot.
The problem is they got some internal strife going on when John Wall comes back because a lot of them are throwing shots at John Wall.
It's all good.
Going.
I mean, Avery wants to say Phillies. I know he's gonna say Philly.
He better not say Philly.
I know he's gonna want to say Philly.
I want to see what y'all gonna say.
Go ahead. Next.
Listen. I'll say this. No, I'm not gonna say Philly because I don't think they're ready. However, all those teams we just named in the top teams in the East, with the exception of Cleveland, Philly has beaten all of them handily. I just want to add that, handily. So if you think that Philly can't get to the 4th spot, being that
what's
there's
Philly's record right now, man?
Philly 29 and 25.
Listen,
Philly is actually 3 games out of the 4th spot.
I got this. I hate when you do this. You trying to make it about the record. He said that they beat all those teams. Even if they was 17 and 27, they beat. That's what he said. You don't do that.
Do you know that for a fact? What he just said is true?
No, I actually don't.
It's factual.
Okay.
It is factual. You can look it up.
As long
What
as you
team
know
we
that.
haven't beaten in that top half?
But that's only one game though, and we know playoff basketball is different. See, when you see regular season, yeah, we could game plan you for a little bit, but we know we got a game tomorrow night, so we trying to stretch that game plan. Playoffs, my eyes is only on you for 2 weeks.
But here's the science, though, Leaf. The science is that yes, but the question is who can be in that 4th seed.
And we only named one 4th seed. So
I got a question.
I got Philly. Let's just do it. I'm just gonna go out on a limb.
I got a question. Well, y'all got Milwaukee.
Huh?
Milwaukee's been bowling since they fired Jason Kidd.
We lost to Milwaukee the last time
I
we
didn't
played them.
ask you about Philly and Milwaukee. I said,
Oh,
where do you have
Got caught up in the
Milwaukee?
moment.
You got Milwaukee in that top 4? I might put Milwaukee there because of what's
he's
going on
right
in
though.
Washington.
Since Jason Kidd got fired, they actually have.
you got more.
I would put the Miami Heat in the 4th spot.
You know, and
I
they
knew you
lost
was gonna say
like
that, you know.
they're
No,
like on a
because-
3-game losing streak.
Hold
or
on.
something like
Nah,
that.
they won their last game.
Who did they beat?
I don't know. It just got winning streak ups here. I know.
Winning
this
streak is
though.
1,
Yeah, it's one.
But hold on. What's their record right now?
and they just lost
They
Olin
eighth.
for like 2 weeks.
They're the 8th. 30.
They're 30 and
26.
27 or something like that.
30 and
26.
26.
So
They'll
it's
be starting
top 4 right
27
now.
after tomorrow.
The top 4 is Toronto, Boston, Cleveland, Washington.
And they
The
just
East-
got a brand new locker room cancer in Dwayne Wade.
Yo, here we go.
I don't know about that.
Here we go.
I'm just playing.
Yo, the
Energize
East is very tight.
It's tight. It's tight right now.
From 4 to 8 is what? 2 games or something like that?
2-3 games.
What did they say? They said Cleveland's actually closer to the 8th spot than they are to the 1, and they're 3.
Yeah,
Something like that. Yeah, that's how close it is with all these guys.
Listen, but let's be real. None of this matters when the playoffs come, okay?
I know.
Really, it's making the playoffs and then who's going to beat
Well,
Boston
hold
or
on.
Cleveland. In my opinion, that's what
I want you to think
Yeah.
about it. 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7,
Okay.
3 versus 6.
Okay.
It's that first round is going to be a little bit interesting. That's gonna
I
be a
had
little
I had I
interesting.
had an interesting discussion, and somebody told me that Toronto is for real this time. That they're ready.
I
I don't
the
think
coach.
so.
I like Dwayne Casey.
Oh, I got. I thought you was about to go left. I was about to turn.
No,
my
no,
back.
no. What I'm saying is this, because I agree with you. When they said that to me, shout out to my man Omar that said this to me, that he thinks Toronto is ready, but I don't. Look, the reason why I say, because he said, like, yo, you see this with all great teams is eventually that they get over the hump of beating that
They
team.
do.
But every time they've been on the floor with Cleveland, they don't look like they belong on the floor with Cleveland. So
Very
that's
true.
why I don't think they're ready, because all these other teams, when you saw Chicago beating Detroit, you saw that year before, it's like they almost got there. It was a tough 6-game series, or it was a tough 7-game series. These guys looked defeated last time they got on the floor.
And the reason why I think they look like that is because what Avery said. They see LeBron and they look up to him.
Yo, I'm going to tell you this. I'm a
They
Philly
roll over
fan.
and Philly
I'm just
better.
being honest with y'all. I'm a Philly fan. If you give me Washington or Toronto, I'm putting my money on Philly in the playoffs.
Of course, you're a Philly fan.
No, I'm looking at it as matchups.
Hold
They
on,
don't
hold on,
match up
hold
well.
on.
Yo,
Right
I
now-
watch every Philly
Hold on,
game,
hold
B.
on.
Now
wait.
Philly will
I know you got the
right
little
now.
orange. I don't listen.
You
Yo,
the
hold on,
one-
wait. Philly beat the Knicks last night.
Yeah, they did.
We ain't gonna talk. Go ahead.
You
let's
the
do
one
had
that
triple
constantly
double
say
off
these
the bench.
dudes can't finish
Thank you.
games.
They
Appreciate it.
can't. No, they can't.
Okay,
I
so
appreciate it.
They can't. But let me add to that.
That's
Let
a
me-
part of
let
the
me add to
narrative,
that.
though, because you ain't
No, I
mentioned
can
that
tell you.
part of it
I'm
in the
being
playoffs.
honest.
Yeah, I see it.
But
I see
here's
it.
the
I see it.
thing,
I'm
though.
letting them rock.
It ain't
Here's
us,
the
y'all.
thing. The thing is that if you watch the last 3 games that Philly has played, they have led throughout the course of the game. The game got tight, and they actually finished the games. And they played decent competition.
And I will give Avery that because Avery always says they can't keep a lead. And I watched their last 2 games and I seen that lead bloom.
They played
And
the Knicks the last one.
No, I didn't watch that game.
Oh,
The 2
okay.
games before that.
Okay.
They played the Clippers before.
And
Don't do that.
No, I can't.
they had big leads. The team cut into
We're
it,
taking
and,
right now.
and they brought it right back.
trying to
So
tell you,
it's
man.
like they're learning on the fly. They're definitely learning on the fly.
I like
You
this-
gotta
I like
give
this sweatshirt, bro.
you gotta give Avery credit. From the very beginning of the season, he said he liked Philly. He said he liked Philly, and he said he's worried about them finishing games, and he's been holding true.
He's been
throughout.
saying that for 3 years.
Yo, listen,
just
they're on a
saying.
4
Saying that
game.
for 3
They're
years,
on a
man.
4-game winning streak. That's the second
I'm-
longest in the East right now.
Listen, it's February.
10 games straight at home. Just want to
Listen,
add
I'll be
that.
the first one to say it's February.
They got 10 games straight at home.
What you gonna be saying?
All right.
Yo, it's June.
right,
You
let me
said,
ask you a
oh, it's
question.
December.
Leave.
Yeah, he always does
I know
that,
what he's about to
man.
say. Go ahead.
Leave. You got $100. Okay, 7-game series. You gonna put money on Boston or Philly?
Oh,
Come on.
Come
Now
on.
you said
Why you
Boston.
doing that?
Come
Why
on,
you doing that, though,
Hold on, let me
man?
ask them again. Let me ask you a question.
That's wild, man.
Toronto, Philly.
Yo, Toronto, Philly, I might have to put that money on Toronto.
Watch them. Listen to me. Listen to me, though. Listen to me.
You know,
Hold on, I'm just asking
you know,
really.
you know how I
Okay.
feel about them
Just
two dudes. Them
just
two
remember
dudes.
if that matchup happens.
The
kid.
2 dudes in the
Yo,
play, and I haven't watched them
just,
this year.
But just remember if that matchup happens.
Did you
kid.
watch him play
All right?
against Philly? That's what I'm saying.
Leave.
Look. This is what I will say about that. What you just said is Toronto, Philly. I would go Toronto because they're not scared of Philly. I think they're actually scared of Cleveland. They actually
I get that.
they got a
Yeah,
real
it's
fear. of
probably
Cleveland.
in there.
see that.
It's
So
probably in
yeah,
there.
I can see that.
Valanciunas is a baller too. They got somebody inside that could at least bang with.
Bodying them dudes, B. I'm sorry. Let me just sit at this mountaintop for a minute.
All right,
man.
what's next?
Let me just give
What's
my
next?
little bit of shine.
What
G.
mountaintop you
I
on?
think the 7th seed. I'll take that, G.
That's a
You know what I'm
mountaintop
saying? Like,
where
come
you've
on,
been
man.
suffering.
You know who the 2 seed is, right?
What the hell?
Hey man,
I'm just saying.
Hold on.
You know who the two seasons.
Hold on, Mark.
All right.
Hold on,
So-
Mark. You see that sweatshirt you wearing? We in
Right.
no position to talk right
No,
now.
yes, I am. I'm always in a position to talk.
I take
always
7C very
always
happy
in a
right
position to talk, kid.
I'm just
Listen,
saying.
At the end of the day, I'm going to always say this: when you got your money, man, let's go. I put mine up, you put yours up.
I'm not
You
a
gonna do
betting
it with the
man.
Knicks?
No.
Okay,
Yo,
then let's
when you
keep the
in
conversation
the
going.
basement, you can't talk
Are
shit
you
to the
gonna do
person
it
that's
now?
living on the third
It's
floor.
funny. I heard a lot of crickets last night on that chat room. Nobody wanted to boom last night.
3 years.
Nobody
kid.
wanted to.
Yo, 3 years the Knicks will be back, man. I'll bet you that.
It's all right. I've been there.
I agree with him on that one.
What, 3 years?
Yeah.
Yo.
NYK all day, baby.
All right. Let me ask this
I wish you
question.
would. I hope you.
Let me ask this question here. Right now, going in February, what team do you think in the East can make the jump, being that it's so close? What team can you see jumping up and getting to the third spot in the East? Because it's that close.
I don't
Third,
think.
how about you want to say? How about fourth?
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't think.
fourth spot.
Because I think we decided who the top 3 teams are.
Right. Okay.
It's definitely not Miami. in
Why
my
not?
opinion. Olenek just got hurt. He's down for 2 weeks. Whiteside is underachieving. If you've been watching, I can't wait to talk to Ant.
You know what's so crazy
Whiteside's
though?
underachieving.
You know what's so crazy? I think the departure of Wade hurt Whiteside because no one else.
I was gonna say that
No
too.
one else penetrates the paint, and you see how I say that one? No one else penetrates the paint and throws him lobs. And as soon as Wade got back, he went right to it.
Okay. So maybe. So listen.
So is the Bucks out of it?
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
I was
If-
gonna say the Bucks. If you let me, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You was gonna let Avery talk, and I was supposed to get to my point. I was gonna say the Bucks, but thanks for stealing my thunder. I was gonna say the Bucks. The Bucks can make it up to 4 the way they're playing right now. They're playing a different type of ball since Jason Kidd got fired. So yeah, I think the Bucks can get all the way up to 4, possibly.
You know what I'm gonna say? Yo, Avery, give yourself a pat on the back.
Why?
Philly.
You got Philly?
I think Philly can make
They
that.
can.
So Washington falls out. Where do Washington fall
They're
to?
not
then?
the same team.
I think Washington falls to like 5th. I don't think Washington fall.
They're not the same team. without Wall.
Milwaukee can make that jump like
Yeah.
Giannis over Tim Hardaway.
No, but listen though. To Mark's
It
point
ain't really a
about
jump of Milwaukee. I mean, they 5th.
point about Miami, I get why you're saying Miami. You think that Dwayne Wade is going to come back and bring a little bit of leadership.
We re-energized them, I think.
It's a potential. I just don't see it. I don't even see Wade as being a
Wade's
he's
jet
a
engine
killer
light
himself.
has been on for a minute now. Strong, steady.
Let me ask you a question. Can Detroit sneak in?
Interesting. That's an interesting
I
thing.
don't
Where they
think
at
so.
right now?
They
Nine, right?
Ninth, and they lost 2 straight.
Three
I
straight.
think 3 is 3.
Yeah.
But that happens.
It's
though,
Stanley
in the regular
Johnson,
season.
yo. It's kind of to your point. If you watch Detroit play, Stanley Johnson, I don't know what the problem is with this kid, but he doesn't
He's a
give
bum.
them anything. He doesn't give them. He gives them nothing.
Keep telling
And
you.
you know what? I think Blake Griffin is just gonna be Blake Griffin. I don't think he gives them
Oh, you mean
anything
overrated?
additional. Yo, he's a 20. He's in the mold of Dwight Howard.
No.
And Dwight Howard's been balling this year.
He's in that mold, like you know what I'm saying?
where we got Charlotte?
Cats don't.
Charlotte's
Charlotte's
been playing
nah.
decent.
Charlotte's doing bad.
Yeah, they're not even
7
close.
games out of 8.
They're not even
Yeah,
close.
yeah. Charlotte
Sorry,
is doing
my
bad.
bad, my fault,
Charlotte
my
is-
They're not even close.
And that's why I'm surprised they didn't trade Kimber. I'm surprised
Charlotte
they
and the
kept
Knicks
Kimber.
fighting for that
I
draft
took
pick.
that dude in a heartbeat.
I'm surprised they
Wasn't
kept.
necessary,
Yo,
bro.
I'd have took that dude in a
me.
heartbeat. The only teams that are fighting for
They're not
the
gonna trade
AC
Kimber,
right
man.
now is Detroit.
I sound surprised
so
they didn't know. I'm
I would
surprised
have took that dude in a heartbeat.
because the Hornets is not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, but
That's
that's
just a bad- that's a bad
box office
franchise.
at this point, man. The fans are going if they trade Kimber.
We got to talk
Clippers
about
traded Blake Griffin, so I mean,
It's
listen,
LA.
listen.
We talking about LA and Charlotte.
Are you
Two
surprised
different
about
markets.
that?
No, I'm not surprised. Just saying, but they can move guys
Call
like that.
somebody a bum.
Yo, once again, thank you for tuning in. This is NBA Talk. Get at us, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
This is Nate, dog. Snare and hard kick.
This is it.
The cocaine and the crack.
They all sound the same to me.
There's a war going on outside, no man is safe from.
Take me out of here.
Tell them what we came from.
That's how I'm living.
That's how we do it. That's just the way it is. That's the reason why I came to you.
Drink and women and money.